Hello, stamping friends. Welcome. This is Maria from Maria Crafting Corner. I'm so glad you stopped by. Today we're going to work on a card that it's called Double Slider. I'm pretty sure you've seen it in other videos, but I thought I would give it a try. And I think I have a really fun idea for it. So stay tuned. I also made another card, and I think that one is really funny. This is for a special friend, actually. So if this is your first time here, thank you for being here, and I hope you like the video. And if if you've been here before, like I always say, thank you for being my crafting buddy. For those of you that don't know, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I wanted to just go ahead with you and kind of show a couple of things. Let me get that for you super quick. Okay, sorry about that. So real quick, we have still our savings in bloom. That is our 20% off. There are several dies and stamp sets that when they are coupled, we call them bundles. And usually if you buy the bundle, then you get a 10%. This time you're going to get 20% off. And with that savings, also the mini embossing machine is also 20% off. So that's a wonderful sale. And also we just have recently our new retiring list. So every year we have a set of dies and colors and stamp sets that retire and that will not be in our annual catalog, which is coming soon. Be on the look for that one. Super excited about it. So there's always what we call last chance, and so this is for the retiring products. I believe the sale will be on until May 2nd, and it is not at all is on sale, but some of them are on sale and some have up to 50%, so it's really worth it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to the craft table. There we are. So we are going to work today with one of my favorites. If you've been here before, you know that I love coloring. It's just one of those things that really pleases my soul. I think it's super relaxing. So we're going to work today with the Peekaboo Farm. And we are also going to use these Create with Friends. I think this is in the retiring list, but it's a wonderful stamp set because it has a bigger sentiment that you can obviously play with, right? We have many words here, but I just love when they are a little bigger because it's so much use and they just make a big statement right away. So we're going to work with those two. And most likely, I think I'm not fully decided yet, but it may happen. We're going to be using again the Happy Hedgehogs, and I think this is not in the retire list either. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so we are going to need, and same as always, friends, you're going to have everything in down below, and you will also have a PDF tutorial that I have created. So be sure to go down below to my blog and you'll find it there. Before I forget, don't forget that as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I have a very good set of rewards for you if you buy from me. So please don't forget to visit my website. And that is my host code. Okay, so that's March's host code. If when April moves, I'll just change that one. Anyways, back to the card, which is what is important. We are going to need 3 pieces of 4x4 tall and 4.5 wide. Okay, and so I have made it this way, so I know that this is the long side, okay? Then we're going to need a piece of designer series paper, which is part of our host paper, and this one is 1/8 smaller, so 4 1/8 by 4 3/8. And finally, you're going to need, and I'm going to put it this way, this one is already worked out mostly, and this is a quarter, sorry, I'm off focus there, I'm sorry about that. This is a quarter smaller, so 3 7/8 by 4 1/8, okay? So this is what we'll call the front, and then the sides are going to, let me grab them. So we're going to use, sorry, we need 2, and this is in Coastal Cabana, of 4.5 wide, so same width, and by 3 and 3 tall. So again, so we just have to be clear that the 4.5 is going to be our horizontal, if you want to call it. And then we have some designer series paper. You're barely going to see it, but I just thought, why not? And this is 4 3/8 by 2 7/8. And finally, we're going to have 2 other panels in white cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4, okay? And yes, as you figured, I have already done some of the work because I don't want my videos to be extremely long. And even when I already have some of the stuff done, is there still, I don't know if it's that I chat too much or what, but definitely a long one. So I just want to make sure that it's not super long. Let's start with adhering some of our pieces, okay? Let's see. Here it is, one of my favorite tools, adhesives. It's our Stampin' Seal Plus. Let me take that one away so we have a better view. I love these Stampin' Seal Plus from Stampin'Up. I cannot tell you how much, because it's really strong, and so I know that sometimes we make mistakes with it, as it's because it's so strong, like you end up like tearing your paper, but to me it's totally worth it to feel that you're safe with it, right? Like it's not going to come off, okay? So first tip, when you have a designer series paper that has a pattern, may have an orientation, so make sure that you're going to get it in the right place. Now, it is true that in this case, of course, if I made a mistake and make it like this, I can just turn it over. But sometimes that is not possible. So be mindful. That's the first stop. Oops. Let me bring my crafting sheet here super quick. That is one of the other great Stampin' Up tools. This silicone craft sheet is always super useful, especially for those like me that are messy and that to get too excited with adhesive or glue because nothing sticks to it. So these, like I mentioned, is 8 1/8 smaller. So let's get that going. Okay, 1, and these can be there too. Remember, paper has 2 sides. As you can see here, I made a mistake, so you're always able to work with it no matter what. Okay, so this is going to be our front, and as you can tell already, I made a mistake here. It's not going to matter because I didn't show you. So I already have my little friends colored and fussy cut. The truth is, no matter how much I try, I'm super slow. So this is one of the reasons why I love these animals, and it is because they are like looking through the wall. Okay, so these, I am not concerned about these because obviously I will be able to cover it Good luck in this one, huh? Anyways, so the first thing we're going to do here, there's two things I want to do. And this is where the Happy Hedgehogs come from. I want to use these up here. Okay? And so let me get a big block. Oh my God, you know what I got for my birthday? My birthday was last week, and my daughter gave me all the Stampin' Up blocks. Isn't these amazing? I'm so excited. The other blocks I've seen in in the market, they're just so much thinner, and people like me that always get messy, guilty, we do have an issue with that because then all our fingers are always inked. So super good that I may be less messy, or my fingers will be less messy. Okay, so let's start with some quick and stamping, and I just want to make sure, because I have not used that stamp set, and I have told you in the past, if you have the photopolymer stamp set, it tends to, and we may not like it, but sometimes it just, I don't know if you can see it, it's not like a great, like I think there's something when they're brand new. I'm digressing. Let me focus here to do what I am supposed to do, and we'll work on it. So I'm going to use these just as a guide so it does not get that part right, because the whole idea is that this is going to be on the back. And super quick, I'm just going to go over here. Okay, and that didn't work. So not a problem, because again, my horse is going to be here, but I'm going to try to see if, no, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to mess with it, because this little wall took me forever and a day to do. Not because it's difficult, but I just, like I mentioned, I love coloring. And so we're going to leave this horse here, and we're going to cover that with something else. We'll be creative here. The next step I'm going to use, and this is also from the Happy Hedgehogs. It's these little piece of grass, and we're going to use our Granny Apple Green in super light. We're going to put some grass here. It's barely noticeable. It's just to give some continuity about the story we're telling, I guess, if you want. And I don't know if you've seen, but grass tends to grow sometimes in underneath walls and whatnot. And so because we're doing this and we have the paper here, the stamp here, sorry, I don't know what's going on with me, and the ink out, we're going to do it on these. Barely visible, but it creates some interest here and there, okay? And you can put it whatever you want. I'm just trying to figure out what it would be that sort of we can see it. Same as always, do clean your stamps. You just extend their life if you do that. Okay, so we're done with that. Let me put this back out, and we're going to put this back out too, so we prevent messes. And I'm just going to go with let me here. Yeah, this is our green apple, and color the ones I actually made. This is, yeah, I have mentioned before, when you are coloring, do color with the lightest first, and then we'll use the darkest. And this is going to be a quick coloring because we are barely going to see it, right? And B, it's not the main focus of the card. Even the one that's mistaken. Oh, Maria, huh? Man, But I am not lying to you guys. It took me forever and a day to make this. I just got so excited with it. And I'll show you here in a second how I did it. God forbid I would have had I would have done this, you know, while video taping. It would have been like 3 hour long video. I don't think anybody wants that, do we? Anyways, again, simple coloring, because the main point here are the animals. And we go just back with our lighter color. Super easy. I have always said stamping blends, alcohol markers make you look like a professional, right? They just do this blending so wonderfully. I cannot tell you how much I like it. Now, because I'm using this paper, and this paper has these specific colors. This one is Poppy Parade, and this one is Calypso Coral. I want to say, let me make sure I'm not lying to you. And it is Fleur de Flamingo. I was lying to you, and I just want to take a minute to show you how I save and put away my paper. And I just buy these folders from Amazon. These are basic scrapbooking folders. I will have them linked below. And I usually just kind of tape the colors that it matches, because again, that's one of the wonderful things about Stampin' Up, is that you have the ability to mix and match, and it just looks beautiful because everything these are the flirty flamingo. Okay, now I can talk. That is fine. And we're going to go with these color because we know that I can say it. And do the exact same thing, okay? Now, here's where some of the coloring tips come. If you want the color, if you want to leave some white like in these areas, you just don't color all the way with your light one, okay? And let's see if it works here. Maybe it will be more noticeable with the Poppy Parade. So it's the same concept, right? Light and then dark. And if you see in these areas that are white, then what's going to happen is that when you go with the white again, with the light one again, then you'll have some the light one, I don't know how to explain this, because you put the light first and then the dark, and you left the white area. What's going to happen is that when you go with the light color again, it will extend all the way. And if you paint all the way here, then guess what? You're still going to have much whiter because it's not the same amount of blending, alcohol blending in there. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe it didn't. In my defense, Spanish speaking, I don't know if that's an excuse anymore. Okay, but I don't know if you can see it. I mean, you can just leave it white, right? And that will work phenomenal anyways, if you want to. Or you can just take it all the way there, and that will do. So you see a little bit of the shadowing. These are very small images, so it's much harder to get that shadow looking, but nonetheless is worth it. And here is, and let me see if I'm not like it. Yeah, this is the Poppy Parade, and I'm just going to use the Poppy Parade with this one, and this is the light one. Okay, and there's one other one of these, and I'm just going to go with the dark one. And again, these are very, very small images, so it's harder to see the blending, but we always try because it looks good. I missed a couple of things. I am going to, first of all, I missed that one, and the stem here, okay? And let me go back with our green. Okay, well, light green. Finally, I'm just going to go ahead with my dark daffodil delight, which is not the same one. Oops, not that one, but it's the one I got, and do the centers with some yellow. You can barely see it, but pretty simple coloring. Right now we are going to use our pool party, which if you've been following me, you know it's my favorite color from Stampin' Up to do the sky. And this is a very simple sky, and this has a little bit of green. I don't know if you can tell, must have been that it's not fully clean. Okay, that is working okay. And we're going to do the same with the rest. And this is very simple. We are just creating a sky, just a hint of it, okay? We don't need to go underneath the flowers or inside the flowers. I don't know how to say it, because it's got some white all over, right, when you do the blending. So it just looks pretty natural. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and just because this got so messy, let's finish this card so I can figure out what am I going to do next. I think I'd rather get him here, and we'll figure out what to do with that. And yes, I have been thinking of getting them both like with dimensionals, and I think that's what we're going to do. That looks good. Other tool to love, dimensionals. Oh my goodness, do I love them. And so we're going to put a couple of dimensionals. Maybe it's too many. I always think that, you know, you do not have to be skimpy with this. And we're going to use the mini dimensionals for their hooves. I was going to say their feet, but I guess it's not feet, huh? Okay, much simpler. Let me see if that one, nope, I can see that one. So we're going to remove that one and place it again in a way that we do not see it. Okay. Oh, isn't it cute though? Okay, we are going to take the backings real quick, and there we go. Mess aborted. I'm actually going to put it a little towards here. There it goes. That's where it needs to go. And we're going to do the same thing with our friend here. Let's get the big ones. And I don't know, I mean, I really like how the coloring of this horse came up. What do you guys think? I love it. One of these days, like I mentioned many times, I'm by no means very far away from being an expert in coloring, but we can color together if you're interested. Let me know in the comments if you would like just a coloring video. Just like anything, I've been pretty honest with you guys about all my process with Stampin' Up, and so the reality is it's been difficult for me to get all the colors, the stamping blends, and they are different. They're different medium, and so yeah, it takes some time to get used to it. So we are going to leave these for now. Actually, we can paste it now. We can put it down. And like I mentioned, this is a 4th, and I left the 4th because I really wanted to see a little bit of that, of the designer series paper. And for this case, just because I went ahead and got myself all excited, we're going to use our tear and tape. Sometimes I have found out, that may be my experience only, but I have found out that when I have an image that is not completely flat, not an image, I'm sorry, a cardstock that is not completely flat, the Stampin' Up! Seal Plus like kind of has a hard time going all the way, which makes sense, right? You're rolling, it's rolling through mountains, I guess. So I'm going to put this one here, and we'll put the sentiment here in a little bit as well. And that is the front of the card. What do you guys think? So before I go any further, let me go with you real quick as to how I made the, where is my block? Here's my block. Okay, how I made that wall. And this is going to be a rather quick explanation, just to be mindful of time. Okay, so this is just our cardstock. It's gotta be, if you're gonna do blending, use the thick cardstock. It does much better when you're, you know, just in general when you're coloring. So I used for this one our Smoky Slate combo. Okay, and this is what I did. You get, like I said, the lightest. I did go all over like this, literally. No rhyme or reason. Okay, I may have here and there, and so, and the same with the stones. And I just want to show you. So assuming the sun is coming, you know, from here will be the sun, huh? So where we're going to have the light is going to be like on the top of the stones, right? And so that's what I did. I went ahead and I left that there. And then I used the darker one. And one huge advantage is it doesn't matter if it bleeds, because it's all going to be kind of the same. So it really doesn't matter. Isn't that a great advantage? And now we're going to go back to the light one. And this is what I was telling you, because this is light, this is white. When this goes over here, it's going to be lighter already. And finally, I use the Stampin' Blend to kind of go all over. So what I do is just go all over, and it starts pulling the color in there. Okay, so that's how the rocks came about, give or take. Now, for the, I guess, grass, moss, I don't know, however you want to call it, what I did, just kidding, not this one. We get the light, and these are our mossy meadow colors. And so let me finish this a little bit. Oh, this one will do. So I just went ahead with the light one. Okay, let's say finish there and got it there. And then of course the dark one, so but super mild, let's say like that. And then I did try to blend them a little bit more, but most of what I did is use again the light Smoky Slate and go over it. So again, one of the beautiful things of the alcohol markers is that will blend, and that looks pretty good even if I'm not, you know, doing a lot or taking a lot of time working with it. And if you want to work with a little bit darker, that will work too, and then you can just use your lighter color to get it to mix and match. Okay, so I know that's super quick explanation, but that's exactly what I did. What it is true is that took me forever and a day when you're talking about the 3 panels. Duh. But it was worth it. I think that the outcome was exactly as I had hoped, and like I said, I really loved it. I am just cleaning this big stamp. The stamp that failed me, really it was me who failed, but it's fine. Fine. Okay, so let's start with the mechanism, although we'll need to work on it here for a second. Oh, you know what? Guys, I didn't tell you, and that's because I can't find where I put my You're gonna need a bag, and it could be a cellophane bag. To be fully honest, I have seen many people doing it with just trash bags, just a piece of trash bag. So I have some cellophane bags that I just had ordered. Oh no, I found one that I had ordered online. This is great to keep your cards inside when you're doing a show. This is great to store paper, right? Or just your cards, whatever. I will have them linked below too. But I had already, see, I knew I had already something. I'd already cut one in the front, and we are going to need about 7.5 inches long, and about 2.5 inches wide. So let me start with the width of it, and I'm going to use these because these have a hole, and that's so it's easier to store certain things. So we said 2.5, so we're going to cut it real quick. Okay, let me put that there because that's another piece I could use. And this is now, as you can tell, let me open this. Oh, this trimmer, isn't this gorgeous that you're able to go all the way to 17 inches. This is going to be now, it's like 12 inches, so it's very, very long. So we want to cut it, I want to say, let's say 8, and might as well, you know what, let's cut it like this. I like this better because this is a bag that has obviously a folding, right? Then I want to use this folding later, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to cut, we said it's 12, so we're going to cut 2 inches. Okay, let's go this back in here. Sorry, we are just going to cut 2 inches, and this is just because I'm trying to get it to 8 more or less. So if it's I hope I'm not making my math wrong. If it's 12 inches, then this should be 8-ish. No, it's not going to be 8 inches. This is I miscalculated. Oh, I think it will be okay. Anyways, it has to be around 7 inches or so because it has to go. We're going to make 2 cuts in here, and this has to go with it. And if it doesn't work, well, it's paper, and we have another piece there, and we'll work with it, okay? Next step. Let me move this a little bit. So we are going to go to the 1/2 inch, okay? And we're going to cut from, let me move this a little bit. We're going to cut 3/4 of a quarter in. So we had said this is 4 1/4, right? So that means that we are going to get there at 3.5. And peeps, wish me good luck because math ain't my strength. But that's more or less the 3.5. And I'm always scared of going too much. Although in this case, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to go here to the 3 1/4 half. I mean, point, okay? And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So put it at the 1/2 inch mark, 3.5, give or take, and 3/4. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So what we created is 2 tiny cuts in these, which is the inside of the card. Now I'll show you, and let's hope it works. My little piece disappeared. Okay, so this piece is going to go in through here and through here. And this is the whole mechanism. There's no magic to it. Okay, this gotta go there. Ooh, I think we're super tight in here, but I think we made it okay. It'll be fine. Okay, so what I meant to say is I really want this. You know what? I think I'd rather do it a little again. So I'm going to give myself some grace. Let's put that piece apart. Let's take the piece we have left over. We know that it has a hole, although that does not matter. We said 2.5, right? Give or take. That's 2, not 2.5, Maria. And we're going to cut it. Okay. And this time, instead of doing all that calculation, we're just going to use it as is. It will cut it while it's there. Much easier. I don't know why I like to complicate my things sometimes. Okay, let me see. We'll put this through here, through that, and voila. Okay, now obviously we can tell it's too long, so we're going to start chopping. Probably what we needed before. Okay, so I'm going to cut this here. 1, and I think I want it this way. Let me see. Yes. And I'll show you why. So I want these here. So what is going to happen is I'm going to cut it a little more. I'm going to cut a little more, so it's at this point in time it's going to be like 1 inch. So it's inside this cut line. Okay. So I'm going to cut a little bit more there. So I think that our initial assessment, or what I said initially, about 8 inches and 2.5 wide is what works. And again, I'll put those measurements in the instruction. So this is the, okay, if this would be glued here, right? This is how the mechanism works. It just slides, hence the slider. But once we glue this, it will work like a stopper. So I'm going to use, and I am going to use our tear and tape in here, and we'll put it so it's in the, I don't know if you can see it well, it's on the edge, and then we're going to glue it. 2 things I want you to be mindful of, or one is that we'll eventually cut these because we don't need that much. And let me see, there was something else. Oh, and don't put this super tight because it will make a noise, and I'll show you later with the first card I made with this as a slider. Yeah, it kind of makes a noise. I don't know, maybe it's the type of plastic, that could be, but I think it is because it's too tight, so it kind of makes a funky noise. It's just funny to hear, but it's not ideal, not the goal anyway. So we have these. We're going to, I'm not sure why I keep putting it there, and we're going to put it, let me move this here, sorry. So it's not super tight, so I'm just leaving a little leeway here. Maybe you see, like I'm leaving a tiny spot, so it does not, so it's not super tight. Okay, and that is the mechanism. So it goes, that it goes. Okay, now what I was saying is that this will be the stopper because this won't be able to go, and so I'm just going to cut almost to the glue, which of course you can see because this is a transparent bag, right? So you can see there. Now that's it. That's the mechanism. So now we need to place our, work with our sides. So these are the 2 sides. So here's how it's going to look. Okay. This one's going on top and this one is going down. 2 things to consider. Decorate these first, because you need to calculate where the image is going to be, or your sentiment, or whatever, right? So for example, in my case, if I put this too far away here, you won't be able to see the PV, okay? So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to decorate this. I have a mess here. I know you know that, because if you've been here with me for a while, you know I'm a messy crafter. I cannot help it. I am not sure what the dealio is with me, but it is what it is. Same as always, be mindful of using the right pattern. I mean, the right side of the pattern. And we centered that one. And where's my other friend? My other friend is here. Okay, let me throw away all my little sticky notes. Oh, great. There it is. And that's one of the things that I love about the craft sheet, is that the silicone craft sheet, is that it helps you. It helps you when you're cutting, when you're trying to get the Stampin' Seal Plus. Sometimes it gets a little lazy and doesn't want to work. Okay, so we have our two other panels that we're going to include in here right now, because like I said, we need them there in order to make sure that we do not make a mistake of where the placement is. And now these are an 1/8 smaller, not a 1/4 like the others. I just like to keep continuity with it. And we'll do the same one here. Now, if you're very good with math, like I am not, you can actually play with the measurements of this card and make it bigger and make it smaller. I mean, there's many ways to play with this card. I am relatively new to working with measurements, so I am not going to lie to you. I am not going to do that. But if you're good with it, you can play with it tons, and it's a lot of fun. So here's the thing. So if this one goes here, then so what's going to happen, give or take, is that this is going to be on top, and so this is going to slide through, right? And we need to make sure that we decorate on this side. So I have 3 animals, and I'm looking at these 2. Okay, it's coming. So I have, this one is not cut all the way, so I have one that's cut all the way, and this one that's cut all the way. And so what we're going to have is, or our farm friends are going to be looking at us, okay? And I'm just still wondering if I want the cow, or because I don't have another one, so it would kind of unbalanced. So I kept thinking that, and let me bring this one, there is like a tiny bird in here, and I can put him here like it's singing, maybe sitting there. I'm not sure. And in that case, I like the cow a little bit more better. So I'm going to do this, maybe the cow here. Let's fussy cut the cow super quick. So the only weird thing about these is that you leave like the legs out there, so it's hard to me it's hard to calculate where to cut, right? Let's be honest. I am not a fussy cutter. Let's start with the basics. It's not my strength. I sure would wish Stampin' Up came up with the dies for this. Much easier for me. So these are going to go like this. So what you guys think? Do I want them? I think I want him. And right, I think so. So yeah. So we're going, I think I want it. Let's go slowly. Let's post this here, not post, glue these here, post, Maria. Sometimes I really surprise myself at the kind of words I come up with. So we're going to keep it there in the edge, and that's where we are going to glue or put our tear and tape. And I'm going to use tear and tape because tear and tape is probably one of the strongest adhesives out there. I love Stampin' Up tear and tape, really worth it. And again, super strong adhesive. So let's go ahead and take our backings. Actually, I use tear and tape most of the time. The only times I use the Stampin' Seal Plus is for the videos, just because it's much faster, right? And by the way, I just noticed that my Stampin' Seal Plus there is about 2. It's not liking it. So we are going to place this, and I don't know if you can see it. There's too much tape in there and you can barely see it. So here's the cut, and I'm going to use that cut as a guide. And I am going to do that and use the cut as a guide. Just keep it as center as possible. And then we have the first one. And now, so this one will go like this, okay? This one will go like this. So that means that this piece has to be here. So to make it easier, because we all get confused, I would suggest that you put it like this, turn it over, and then you know that this goes here, right? And so we will, that was not supposed to happen. We will work on that as we did in the other side, and back again. And because I am right-handed, I am going to turn this around, because this is going to be my guide now. I know now that that's where the panel has to go. And I hope this is making sense, okay? But before I glue it, I want to make sure that I'm right? So this goes here, so I know same side, right? Oops, that looks a little bit messy there. Okay, that's how this is going to look. So making sure they're on the same orientation, so we don't mess it up. And then we go ahead and paste there, glue it there. Okay, and that's where the mechanism, okay? It's hard because these will help to make it flow. So now we can decorate our panels, because now we know exactly where they're going to go. And I am going to bring this one here so I know where to put my animals, right? So I am going to put our piggy here, our cow here, and I really think I'm going to put my friend here, my llama friend. Is it a llama? Well, you guys know I love to. So I'm going to put this cow like centered, and I'm going to put this bird in here, kind of singing. And I can even put, there's a butterfly in the Happy Hedgehogs that I could absolutely use. Okay, now 2 things. You cannot put dimensionals in here. I mean, you could, but you'll see why I'm saying. It creates a little bit of a resistance. You'll see. So I am going to glue this with these friends with, actually, I am thinking I want to use glue. And let me keep these friends here. That way I know exactly where I need my friends. Oh God, did you see my mistake? Okay, there it goes. We'll make it work. Okay, now we're gluing these lamb friend there, and we're going to glue our piggy friend too. And this is what I was saying. You see how the stamping blends, the alcohol markers for that matter, kind of go through in the back. So you really want a good paper. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to those. How about this? Is much better, much more efficient. And oops, yeah. And like I said, I'm going to put the cow towards the middle. Oh, another mistake. Okay, we are going to do this real quick. I did not think this through. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do is, and I left my pool party here, and I guess I just forgot that there's got to be some sort of sky. So because it's like here, we're just going to go super quick on top of it. Not a whole lot, as you can tell, because we already have our images there. Duh, Maria. But, and let me bring, I have some really, really old, some really old, smaller blending brushes. So I'm just gonna use those to kind of, oh, not there. That one doesn't need it. Okay. Whew. We saved each other. There's not a huge mistake. Could have been a whole lot worse. But I'm going to try to get a little bit in there. Let me get. Also, if you have like daubers, they will work well. Okay, now crisis averted. There we go. So this goes there, and I'm gonna do our little bird super quick. Okay, and we're gonna put him there because he's singing very happy bird. And we're going to use, I think I want to use yellows. So we're going to, I have to say they all have, oh, I have the mix and match. This is Daffodil Delight, and then I have the So Saffron with it. That happens. Our stamping blends come with these, I don't know, chisel, I think is the name of it, and just a regular, but I just like this one better. I think it's much easier to use. And we're going to do the same thing. We're not going to go around and recreate the wheel, and I'm going to go like around and there. Again, thinking that the sun is from up, we're going to kind of collaborate, kind of leave the head lighter. And I am actually going to bring a little bit of our Calypso Coral up in there a little bit, and we're going to blend it real quick. I know, I cannot help it. I like blending, I like coloring. I promised this was going to be a faster video, and I'm going to try to keep that, but that gives it just a tiny bit of interest, doesn't it? Okay, putting that back in there. Now we can put the vest of the card together, and to do that we're going to use dimensionals. Let me get my big dimensionals. I have not lost them, that's good news. And we are going to go around this area where it will not be on the way of the mechanism. Okay, so of course it can be here because these will go like this, right? We can put something there, but I just think that to be fully safe, I'm just going to, and I'm actually going to put 4 on this side. I feel like it's a better bet. Okay, let me take those off. One of the many things I love about Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, first of all, they have a really good width to it. But you know what? More importantly, I love the fact that their backings are so easy to take off. It's crazy. I have had many other dimensionals or many other foam adhesives, and it's just ridiculous how hard it is to take those backing off. And so I don't know if you noticed, but I made a mistake. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it like that because it looks cute. Now it's kind of like a happy mistake, I guess. It looks like it's a matte, right? Isn't it funny? And because the cards match so well, then it looks okay. Thank you, Stampin' Up, for always having our back when it comes to all the continuity, all the matching colors. So my mistake is, like I said, these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. No, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I actually put, now you can see it much better here. The 4 1/2, I put it like this, and it had to be like this. Oh, that happens. Anyways, it's all good. And we're going to put adhesives in the back as well, okay, to hold the mechanism. or to allow the mechanism to move, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I am going to go with 4. I always say don't, you know, don't be cheap putting your dimensionals. We need them for a reason. And I was being cheap. Haha. So that happens. Okay, so we have 1. Now, another thing I want to show you, the magic wand. We just go ahead and use it to take off those backings. Look how easy they come off. It's perfect. Oops, that one is a little mischievous, which happens. Okay. And now we put the other one, and we're going to put it just the same way, like this. Just, you know, aligning with the other panel. It would have been easier if it were just one panel, but it happens. I do have a little bit of a decoration here. I just think it looks a little bit better. And, oops, where's my crafting? Okay, there it is. So, you know, so kind of we have some fun in the back. And the other thing is that way you can also create put another white piece here, or a smaller piece, or whatever. Let me see if I have any. I don't think I have any. Maybe we can put like something like this, and then you can just write for your card, because what it is true is that the card does not allow a whole lot of space. Right, there it goes. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that idea. Thank you guys for letting me. Oh my god, look at it. To the bones, to the bones. And you know what, I am thinking I would like something to kind of mix and match, but it's fine. This is the back, so let's leave it. I think I just like complicated things. I like complicate myself. Okay, there it is. Ta-da! Now, I had ahead of time stamped "Let's Celebrate You" in emboss it. So for some reason it didn't emboss super well, but we are fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it kind of fussy cutting. And I saw somebody doing this weekend, and I was kind of surprised why I have never done it. So that was kind of funny. So thank you, Gina. And I'm going to put this one there. I'm going to use glue because we talked about not having. And that's what I was telling you about this set. I love the big sentiment. It makes a whole lot of decoration. And so I'm not sure where I'm going to put this friend yet. Let's fussy cut it first. And then we'll get it together. And all I'm doing is fussy cutting following the letters, right? Kind of the further there, following just the little bumps of the letters, and that's all I'm doing really. There's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it, to be fully honest. I'm going to do like a big dip, not big, but a dip there, and then move up. I'm not going to go all the way there because I don't want to complicate it. And I mention it, and I am not lying. Fussy cutting, not my strength, and so let's not risk it, since I don't want to have to re-emboss this. Okay, the same thing all above, and there you go. Ta-da! Not perfect, but I love it. So I am not sure if I want it here. No, I think it should go here. And I am going to pop up this on dimensionals. Here they are. I was looking for them somewhere else. because we all know Maria likes dimensionals. Can't lie about that. And I know that I've said this many times, get as many as you need so that you feel confident that when your recipient gets the card, it is going to be still in one piece. And I don't know if you can see it. Probably, I think you can. You see that these here is kind of not colored all the way. Well, I am going to use my white gel pen, which also will be linked. Stampin' Up doesn't have one similar to it, but I think is one of the best things ever. So I'll have it linked it below. Really, really worth it. So it's complete. You know, there's no, I don't know what happened to that one. And now we are missing the U. Quick cut, not my strength, but this is quite simple because it's a little word. And I want to make just some like that, although there's not really that many bumps to it. And there we go. Super simple again. And I am thinking that needs to go back up here. Okay. And so it will be very cute because it will open up and say, I mean, when you open it, you will see the celebrate. And then when you close it, you will see let's celebrate you. I think that's awesome. Anyway, super cute. Things we have to do, some bling bling because Maria likes it, and what can we do about it? I have not really thought through what I want to do with this. I have a couple of ideas now that I looked at it, and so I'm going to bring, let me see, I'm going to bring this beautiful rhinestones, and they are our holiday basic rhinestones, and I think, oh, maybe it's too big. Just kidding. Oh, no, there's a smaller one. Oh, Maria. I don't even know. I don't pay attention. Let's see if it's too big. If it's too big, then we won't use it. That's fine. Okay. So my thought was, I was thinking of getting these in there. And I think I like them. So let's going to put some of them. Yes, all over. I know. I like it. Okay, one and one more. And don't worry, I'm aware that I still have my boo-boo here. And so I keep thinking, what am I going to put there? And I am not sure. I have thought initially maybe the bird. You think that will work? I don't think it will work. So that is not a solution. I think I know what I'm going to do. Wish me luck, people, because this is quite risky what I'm thinking of doing. Okay, so because I told you guys that I really liked my horse. I am not lying about that. I love my horse. I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow. Make sure all is good, and I am going to put that right here. And that will do. And just because I'm going to use one there, and just because I'm going to use one there, and I don't want to get that one, so I need a piece of scrap paper so I don't get that. There. Okay. There you go. See, everything has a solution. In the end, I I always say these are handmade cards. We're not looking for perfection. We would like kind of ruin ourselves looking for perfection if that were the case. Okay, now let's go back and squish our friend there. And you know what I keep thinking? I keep thinking it needs a cloud. I have a tons of like leftovers in here. Maybe I have a cloud too. Who knows? Who knows? All the stuff I practice and yeah, kind of just leftovers. I don't see a cloud. Why would I have a cloud? Well, fine. I would like to put a cloud there. I may do it later. I think it needs something too. But as it is done. What do you guys think? Did you like it? Please let me know in the comments if you like it. I think it's a wonderful, playful card. Let me move this out of the way, all the mess. Okay, so there's the card, right? What you guys think? I think it's so cute. And then it goes all the way. And you can see this here, but that's fine. Now, let me show you the other one. Now, this is a little bit simpler. This is my practice card. And I think it's simple, but it's perfect. Kind of what I was telling you. I would have wished I left a bigger difference between the first panel and the second panel, but I didn't. And there it is. How much fun is that, huh? I have a friend that loves both chocolate and wine. Now let me show you why I don't think that putting rhinestones or gems here is a good idea. Because, well, now of course they make me lie, but sometimes they get stuck in you know, just in the cardstock, and so it does not flow as well. But there you have it. Isn't that super cute? Okay, so there's one card, there's the other. I have another great idea, but really this wall took me forever and a day to finish, and so there's that. And I shouldn't have taken that long, I think, but I did, and so I'm taking some of those back in the way and throwing them in the trash. I shouldn't, but it really took forever and a day. Now that I think about it, if you have leftover bags from, like this is from the rhinestones, look at that. This would probably do too. This would probably do well if we were to use it to create that. And again, I've seen them on many other channels, and just having them on with regular plastic bags from the store, you know. And I you know what, I have this one here, and I think well, that happened. That's not very efficient, Maria. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, not really. Anyways, it was a try. I like it. Like the idea, but it does not fit. So those are my two cards for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Even if I tried still a longer video. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be aware when I am uploading videos. Thank you and have a great one.